ISUPK Buffalo under Commander Jenny Hunter. This is the home of the truth. One that was established since 1969 out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And we'll deal about friendship. Can brotherhood teaches us how to prove a friend? Absolutely. Brotherhood is on pretty much everything that's going on in our lives. But Blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people, though, how we conduct ourselves, how we treat people, and how we, brotherhood comes a long way. And that's something we got to realize, though. Brotherhood is definitely throughout history and in the Bible with our forefathers and ancestors. So I'll start at Job chapter 42, verse 10. Just the book of Job chapter 42. I'm going to start at verse 9 first. Job 42, verse 9. So Eliphaz, the Temanite, and Bildad, the Shuhite, and Zophar, the Namathite, went and did according as the Lord commanding them. The Lord also accepted Job, right? So these people, including Job, these brothers and sisters, including Job, gave them instructions to do something. And the Most High accepted Job too, because we understand, right? And why I'm saying brothers and sisters, as far as like Eliphaz, the Temanite, and Bildad, because the Most High only gives instructions to his people. We don't give instructions to no other nation. Okay. At this time, this is Job in a chosen seed line. So with that being said, though, it said Eliphaz, a Temanite, though, and Bildad, the Shuhite, because these are different tribes referred with Job, and by far as like Job being an Adamite. And by Job being an Adamite, Job is a chosen seed line, because Adam is a chosen seed line. Right. So this is a time. This is go back history during the time of the Adamites, and Job being at this timeline, and Job was being tested by the Most High. Right. Let's elaborate what basically the Lord is offering Job. And verse 10, and the Lord turned the captivity of Job. Then he prayed for his when he prayed for his friends. So the Most High disregard the slavery or the captivity or the affliction of Job, because at that time Job was being tested by the Most High, and he was being tempted by Satan, because Satan, this is proof that Satan cannot do what he want to do. He had to get orders by the Most High. So Satan his job is to tempt Job, but the Most High is to test Job to see if Job is really worthy. Satan is to disprove Job. That's Satan's job. But the Most High is tested Job. When Job lost everything, his wife, his funds, his house, whatever valuable things that Job had at his time, his livestock, his financial things, anything that was valuable to Job, though, Job lost it all. And the Most High is testing Job's integrity. That's the whole thing. And by the Most High testing Job's integrity, though, Job has to prove himself that he's a friend of the Most High. Integrity. Like every last Black, Latino, and First Nation brother and sister has some type of Job in their story, though. Like, especially when we come in this truth under Commander Jenny Hunter, we get tested from time to time. We get tested every single day. It's something that we sacrifice. You may lose your wife. You may lose a couple wives if you have wives. You may lose your job. See, that's a major thing, though. A brother or sister that comes into the truth, though, may lose his job or slavery, especially if it's making real big pay money, though. If you make it like somebody like 6 figures, 7 figures a year, and if you come into the truth, though, you might lose that slavery. But if you endure and prove to the Most High that you are a friend, that you're worthy of a friend, like Job did, then your rewards would be double. Because we're about to find out when Job prayed for his friends, because Job's friends are his people, you know what I'm saying, are his people from the same nation. They will be called the Adamites, you know, because Job himself is an Adamite. Job is a chosen seed line. This is before the Israelites came into the scene. So this timeline, Job was in the same time region as Adam. So Job would be an Adamite. He's a chosen seed line, you know, and the Most High only deals with chosen seed lines. The Adamites, Job, Noah, you know what I'm saying, and Abraham and Isaac. Those are other chosen seed lines. All the way to Jacob. Jacob is our seed line, you know what I'm saying, our forefather. But all these different seed lines are our other forefathers and ancestors that the Most High was always dealing with, you know. Also, the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. Right. And the reason why that's important to understand, though, because remember, you got to remember, though, when we read about Job, Job was an upright man. It speaks about Job being an upright man. He's a perfect man. What it means to be upright, though, that means you're perfect according to the Lord's understanding. You can keep you keep the law, statutes, commandments, the ones that you keep like you're supposed to. Because I want a sidebar, and that's proven that you're a friend of the Most High because you are obedient. As long as you are obedient and do what the Lord says, the Lord will always bless you. The Lord will always be your friend. He will be on your team. The Lord will protect you when things start to turn sour and danger start to come. The Most High will protect you. Him and his angels, you know. Right. Because if you're not a friend of the Most High, then he can't protect you. The other nations, the Most High is not dealing with them, even though they may. Okay, every nation can get blessings. That's fine, because right now, even our natural enemies and other nations can get blessings. That's fine. But far as like the promise and what we're getting, though, we have to earn that from the Most High. We have to prove to the Most High we are a friend of him, you know. Because technically speaking, though, family and friend is pretty much synonymous. You know, in a sense, it's synonymous, because a friend is going to make sure you don't go off. A friend is going to check you and correct you so that you don't go off. A friend is going to do the right thing for you. A friend is going to be honest with you. The friend is going to keep it 100 with you. He going to keep it 1,000. He going to keep it real with you. You know, that term that we use out the street, right? You know, so this is what the Lord is bringing out with Job when Job was going through these situations, you know, and Job was definitely that dude. No other nation can be upright. No other nation can be a friend of the Most High. No other nation can what I was saying can't be they can't be perfect. They can't be upright. Right. To be a friend of the Most High, we got to be upright. We got to be perfect. And the perfect in this understand is to keep the law, statutes, commandments, the laws that you know you're supposed to keep, though. Because, for example, though, there's laws that pertain to a woman in her period, her cycle. They don't pertain to us, though. We men. So what the hell they be talking? You know, this to cut the Christianity BS. There's also laws to like owning a business. We don't own business. Livestock and crops. We don't have a farm. Those laws don't pertain to us. You see what I'm saying? Right. But all the other laws we keep, though, pertains to like cleanliness or quarantine, keeping the Sabbath, dealing with your brothers and sisters righteously, what you're supposed to eat, what you're not supposed to eat, according to the dietary laws in the Bible, marriage laws and all other stuff, though. We supposed to keep that. We're supposed to keep that every single day. And that's exactly what Job did. And Job proved himself that he's a friend of the Most High. Let's go to and again, friendship is synonymous with friendship is synonymous with brotherhood. I should have put that in the topic, though, but it's still good. Brotherhood teaches how to prove a friend, because brotherhood and friendship is synonymous. Because the things that we do in the school that shows brotherhood, that proves that we're friends. You can't get around that. if your family is really faithful and sincere about what they say they are, though, your blood family, though, you know what I'm saying, just because they get fed, just because they your damn cousin or your brother, you know what I'm saying, they will keep it real and prove that they are friends to you. You know what I'm saying? So that goes a long way. That it just shows you how, you know. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Oh, you got it, the phone, Most High Christ, right? Download the KJV because you could eventually you will get you a physical one though. But yeah, but then I'm glad you did that though. Download the KJV KJV Bible off the phone, off the Wi-Fi, and that's good. Because at some point though, you know what I'm saying, we can always utilize Google to research, look up stuff. You know, everything ain't accurate in Google. We know that though. You know what I'm saying, but a lot of things that we do look up for that's important though, we go up on Google, which is good. First, hold on, yeah, Salaki. Very interesting topic. Because brotherhood can definitely separate between a lot of naysayers and people that just talk, you know, but ain't really about that life though. Ain't really putting the action in, you know. You talk too damn much though, but I ain't seen nothing you did prove me that you're a friend or show me that you sincere, you know. Yeah, because that falls in the same way though. Like a friend or somebody a friend shows you how sincere they are, you know. So they're not gonna play games with you. They're not gonna, you know, or talk negative behind your back. Right. You know, when you walk away, you know, that's why we can say we have a lot of associates. We just associate with them, but the same quote unquote friends, or we would call associates, them niggas talk behind your back. But facts, I'm not even offended. You know, I said because these brothers and sisters, they're worldly, they're in the world, they don't know no better. But it's our job to teach them the truth. If they ask questions or if they decide to get in class, get under command of Juliana. And all of that falls with the topic we dealing with today. Salaki, I'm looking for it though. I said 1 Thessalonians 5:11. You got it already, right? Bear me. This is a brand new sword. So right here, I got it right here. Brand new sword. I'm about to get it right now. The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 11. Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also you do. And this shows that brotherhood teaches us how to become friends, because in the school though, when we talk to each other though, like when we have counsel, like counsel, we'll talk about primarily what's important first though, what we got going on, and then if any brother has a question though, they address it, and then the person in charge of the council is going to speak about it and deal with it, and we solve it in a brotherly manner. You know, it's ways and levels how to deal with it though. You know, can't speaking. You know what I'm saying? When we out here in our postal, whether you're doing shamar, whether you're a reader or a speaker or somebody that's video recording the footage though, we edify each other by action. You know what I'm saying? That's action right there where we observe. That's like visual edifying. Visual. Everything you see, you're paying attention on exactly what's going on. You know, how about when we do the food drives and the cookouts though? Everything we do that the brother is like on the grill, or the brother is serving the food, or the brother is the cleanup crew, you know, or the brother is passing the flyers, or the brother is edifying other brothers and sisters. As we visualize though, that's another way of edifying though, you know. because you could have it visual edifying or written edifying, you know what I'm saying, or verbal edifying, you know what I'm saying, like we're doing right now, you know, verbal, you got verbal edifying, like when the brothers in class teaching, or you know, or doing cat speaking, you know, uh, or when we going out in missions, you know, verbal. Then you got the visual edifying, you know what I'm saying, the actions that we do, because actions speak a louder than word, though, you know. Yeah. So all this, what it means, as we're together, you know what I'm saying, we comfort each other together, though, we edify one another, though. That proves that brotherhood shows us the right way how to be friends. All that speaks for itself, though. So if I broke that down pretty good, though, did that make sense, though? But First Thessalonians 5:11, right? The actions, whether it's verbal, you know what I'm saying, like I'm doing right now, whether it's visual, what you see what I'm doing, visual, see everything that we do in the school or even like out in the world, everything you're doing, visual. Like even when we hang out and not doing the work of the Lord, you know, or then if we do the work of the Lord, though, but we just come across a lot of citizens, you know, that it goes a long way. Interesting, right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. Let me know when you got it. You got it. Mm-hmm. Just a book, Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Right. So this is the topic what we talking about, though. Like brotherhood teaches how to be friends, right? So it's very synonymous on what we're teaching, what we're speaking about, you know. Right. A friend loveth at all times, though, because what is love, though? If I may, what is love according to the Lord's understanding? Following commandments. Close. You there, though, but if you could get it home, you right there, though. You right, but if you can get it home, what is love, though? You right there. You there, because you're really not wrong, but you're right there. Following commandments and brotherhood. Still don't know. I got you, because you right there, though, because it is obeying the Most High, keeping the commandments. That is love. But what is love, though? It's right. You give up. I got it. Love is correcting someone, checking someone, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's because it's just different levels of checking too, though. You know what I'm saying? You don't. And then what I mean by different levels of checking, though, when you check somebody, though, you don't necessarily have to be a jerk about it or a-hole. You know what I'm saying? Like now, if somebody under you do something really, really stupid and messed up, that's gonna make the school look bad. You can give them a serious checking, though, but just don't pulverize them. You know what I'm saying? Don't verbally pulverize them, though. But if somebody was but again, if somebody was to do something that's gonna make commanding Junior in the school look bad, then oh yeah. If you're doing something, you definitely need a serious checking, though. But other than that, though, other side issues, though, like a brother get a simple check, though, let them know, hey, you know what I'm saying, you off, or this where you at, though, let me help you out, though, or a brother that's above you, though, you know what I'm saying, to let them know, hey, sir, you I think you had a little too much to drink, though, so you should let me drive, or you should, you know, because everybody's a range safety, what you call a range safety, to make sure nobody's life is at risk, That's important though, you know. So it's ways to do it though, you know what I'm saying? Like um a brother that's above you though, you know what I'm saying, you can like I wouldn't exactly say check up though, because technically if you do correct a brother that's above you in the school though, technically it is checking though, but it's in a respectful manner though, you know what I'm saying? Because anybody could be off though, especially with the situation of drinking alcohol. You can drink alcohol though, but if you set somebody that has too much to drink though, and they starting to drag their tongue though, I'll make an example. It's a way how to deal with it, go about it though, to let them know they ain't going off though, because when they behind the wheel though, you got everybody smart. You got your life and everybody else's life at risk though. So everybody's a range safety though, you know, and there's different levels of how to check and correct them. You know what I'm saying? Even when you check your woman, you know what I'm saying? Even, you gotta make sure she's not going off out of order or offline too though, because when it comes to your wife though, a woman is naive though, you know what I'm saying? Women are very intelligent though, but when it comes to the truth of the Most High, women are naive and emotional, whereas a man is logical. We think we deal off of logic, though. We don't based off of feelings. Most men, masculine men, we don't base off of feeling. We don't give a damn how we feel though. If it's something that's right or need to be correct or checked though, we got to do it to get it right though. So we don't, as a nation, don't start going off. So that's something important to know though. So Proverbs 17:17, the friend loveth at all times. What is love though? Correction or checking, right? When you corrected somebody, because when you corrected somebody, you're actually being obedient to the Most High. When you obey the Lord, though, you know what I'm saying? That's love right there. You're obedient to what He expects from us, though, according to His understanding, based on law, statutes, commandments. And all that falls with brotherhood teaches us how to be a friend. That's all that is brotherhood. All that deals with brotherhood, it's just how you address it, Again, somebody do something really off and stupid to make Commander Jenny Hanna and the school look bad, though, then yes, they would really need a serious checking. But just don't polarize them, you know what I'm saying? Because we see that, you know what I'm saying? We see a lot of things that's in the world, though. But in the school, though, we learn there's levels to things and how to deal with it, even the main primary brotherhood scripture, what it speaks about Matthew, what Christ said out of Matthew's 18 through 15, 16, and 17, though, when a brother, whether he's above you or even below you in rank, though, offends you, you know what I'm saying? If somebody in the world offends you, it's a little it's not as simple as like somebody in the school though, but it's still a way to address it though. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody in the world don't want to hear you though, man, just leave them alone. Keep, but far as like in the school, I'm gonna reiterate it though. This all proves what brotherhood teaches us how to become a friend. Because again, you know what I'm saying, in order for somebody to be your friend, you got to actually know them. You know, you gotta actually know them. Like, nigga, if I don't know you though, like, you know what I'm saying, how can I prove you my friend? You know what I'm saying? How can I prove that you're sincere? How can I prove that you're reliable? You know, yeah. Anybody can tell you any damn thing and put a smile on their face though. But the actions say otherwise. The actions and their body language can say otherwise. Even the body language. Even the body language, not just the actions, but just by reading off their body language, so it just shows you that more than likely they're not what they said he is. They're not gonna do what they're supposed to do. All right, let's go to John 15 and 13. I said John 15 and 13, correct? Yep. This the book of John chapter 15, verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, though, right? That a man lay down his life for his friends. That's what we do in the school under Commander Jenny Hanna. That's verbatim, you know. Right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to verse 12 because this shows you why brotherhood teaches how to prove a friend, and brotherhood and friendship can be synonymous, based on that context. Okay. So I'm gonna start at verse 12. The book of John chapter 15, verse 12. This is my commandment. See, this is a commandment. This is right. And this is what Christ said. Now, if we say we love Jesus Christ, though, because everybody in the world said they love Jesus, though. Everybody throughout the earth, though, heard Jesus Christ, though, because the fact that Christianity was philosophized throughout the entire earth, though. But everybody in the earth, though, don't understand the true persona of Christ. They think he's this, sensitive, buddy, love, Caucasian man, though, when that's not biblical, what I'm saying? The Bible shows that. The Bible shows in Revelations 1 and 13 or 15 that Christ was a black man, the tribe of Judah or Yehuda. He was a black man, but he was a very dark-skinned man. Wesley Snipes, dark-skinned, darker than us, almost damn near dark as this T or your Tito. But I said, we just showing you like the image, though, because what it says, with verse 15 in Revelations 1 and 15, what it describes him having copper skin, though, but it burnt in a furnace. See, it goes to the most detail. So right here in John 15 to 12, though, Christ is bringing out a new commandment, though. So obviously, I'm about to show you that Christianity or America don't do what Christ commanded us to do. This is my commandment, that ye love one another, though. America is not proving that. Christianity is not proving that. Religious leaders is not proving any of that, though. You know what I'm saying? Because the preacher be gossiping about a lot of brothers and sisters that don't want to go to church, though. You know what I'm saying? But they definitely have that one commandment, paying tithes, though. So, but they till all the other laws is done away with, though. That's why we can't love one another, though, because your Christian pastors is lying and saying that the law is done away with, except paying your tithes. When tithes in the commandment. So if you keep it one commandment, though, you're supposed to keep all the commandments. So that's a cut right there. That shows that Christianity and religious leaders don't love Jesus. They don't follow do anything that Jesus tells us to do. As I have loved you. Verse 13, greater love, like what I said before, have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. America ain't doing none of that, though. The police officers ain't doing none of that. Right. The police officer's job is to put their life in line if it means to, if it's necessary, though. They take lives away. They don't put their life right. If your job is to serve and protect, though, see the key word, serve and protect. That means you got to put your life on the line if necessary to protect another life. The police officer in America don't do none of that. And again, you know what I'm saying? I make clear. I know a lot of cops in a personal level, though, but as a whole, as a unit, though, they not what they said he is. Just because 2, 5, 10 freaking people does otherwise, it doesn't mean as a whole. I said that's why in our school, though, accountability is everything, though, because this world, though, this society that's against us, look at us as a whole. Just like even what our nation, race of people though throughout the earth though, blacks, every other nation and race of people actually looks as blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians as a whole, even though they lie and say that we're not the same, that blacks, Latinos are not the same. They lie and say that. They lie and say that Native Americans and some of the Indians is not our brothers though, but they still look at us as a whole. You know, they're not going to tell you that. So this is important for us to understand. Verse 14 is going to elaborate more. Ye are my friends if ye do whosoever I command you. So we walk around it like our people as a whole in America walk around and talk about they love Jesus and Jesus blessed them and Jesus in their heart and those other crap though. But here's the kicker though. They're not doing anything that Christ is bringing out or commanding. So again, you know, they don't have brotherhood. They can't be a real friend, you know, but they say they love Jesus, right? You know, and that's important for us to know, man. You know, like you stop. Yeah, my thing is though with this topic though, stop saying you say you love Jesus though, but you don't do a damn thing that Christ tell you or instruct you to do of this Bible. You know, you don't do nothing. You lie to yourself. You know, but and here's another thing. They talk about if you don't believe in Jesus, well, if you follow Jesus and love Jesus though, and love how Jesus loved though, then you go to hell. Well, I mean, let's get something straight though. First and foremost though, how we love Jesus Christ or Yahweh Shai Mashiach in the Hebrew is that we do what the hell he instructs us to do out this Bible. We do what we tell him to do. That's love right there, first and foremost. Christ said of the Bible that this is my commandment that ye love one another. So, and loving one another is for black. This is specifically for blacks, Latinos, network Indians. Us. We're supposed to love, forgive, and have compassion for one another. That's how brotherhood teaches us how to prove a friend. Because as we do that, though, we're proving the friendship towards one another, you know. But, you know what I'm saying, in the Christian church, though, or in the philosophy of America, though, they do the whole opposite. But say they love Jesus and want Jesus to redeem them. You know, truth being told, Jesus Christ can only redeem the blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. Like, you know, not want to sidebar real quick though. So what in the hell do the other nations need to be redeemed for? So this context right here is speaking about us specifically, blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. We got to love each other and show compassion and prove a friend towards one another though, which is the proper brotherhood, you know. So, and I'm making sure I'm staying on topic though, because topic falls with brotherhood teaches us how to be a friend. How do we approve a friend? Our actions, and even a lot of times what we say, what we speak, can show if we prove to be a friend to our people or not though. And the body language too though. A lot of things. You know, so it's very spiritual. You know, actions, what you say verbally, how you conduct yourself. You know, all that comes in though. Ecclesiasticus chapter 6. We'll start at verse 13 in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus. Yeah, because if Christianity really was men and women of God though, then why in the hell they don't pull none of these precepts like Ecclesiasticus, Wisdom of Solomon, First Maccabees, Second Maccabees, what else? Esther, you know. Judith, Second Esdras, you know. Yeah, because I know why. Because Christianity don't want the true answer. That's why they can't maintain and properly obey the Most High and follow Jesus they claim to love. They can't follow Jesus like, because because when the men in the ISUPK reveals and expose the truth. I hear Christianity say this though. A white man wrote this book. A white man ain't write this damn book. This book belongs to Negroes, Latinos, and African Indians. This Bible was tampered with. Where you gotta show us where the hell anywhere in the Bible was the Bible tampered with. The only thing we know that's proven though is that the Bible was hijacked by the Romans, which were the oppressors or the Caucasians, and the only thing they did was take out the Apocrypha. That's why you have the ordinary King James Bible, which is over 60 books, and the Apocrypha is separate. But the complete Bible, like this right here, the 1611, the complete Bible has over 80 about over 80 books, over 80 books on, and this is a complete Bible. And I said Ecclesiastes, right, chapter 6, and we starting at verse 13. Hold on. Bro, I'm about to get it right here. This is the book Ecclesiastes, chapter 6. You got it? Verse 13. Separate thyself from thy enemies and take heed of thy friends. So when it speaks about separating or set apart or isolate yourself from thy enemies, it's speaking about the other nations and the oppressors. And it's also in this context speaking about brothers and sisters that's worldly, that's into negative situations. It's like this though, out in the hood or in the projects or the gutters or barrios, you can go say what's up and speak with your associates or people or your relatives that you know. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with doing that though. But in your mind, in your heart, in your mind though, your thought process, you know they're doing negative though. Whether they're about to hit licks or they about to sleep with a whore or sleep with another man's woman, or if they about to do anything that the Lord is absolutely against them. You want to isolate, you want to separate, set apart, isolate from that situation though, because these quote unquote friends or people that you know can actually be your enemies. They can mess you over. It's a thing called like this is extreme, and I like how this is bringing out though, because it's a learning lesson though. Right, the police can lock your ass up though, being around at the wrong place at the wrong time though, because you're guilty by association, right? And back, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, me growing up in the hood and knowing my friends from grammar school and high school, you know what I'm saying, me wanting to hang out with them and be with them just because, you know what I'm saying, and knowingly they doing something you ain't got no business doing that's gonna cause bad consequences. This is a very heavy precept though, and I see why this is the Apocrypha, because this right here let it be known. You know what I'm saying? Common sense tells you whether they're your blood relatives or your quote unquote friends, associates, though the Most High don't give a damn about none of that though. If you're around people that's been in negative situations though, you know what I'm saying, whether it's drug dealing, gangbanging, sleep with whores, you know what I'm saying? Because when you sleep with a whore, somebody didn't already then hit that. That's another man's woman, you know, and that's borderline LGBT, you know what I'm saying? IUIC. That's gay, you know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? What else? Robbery, stealing, you know what I'm saying? Burglary, any type of thing that you visually see that you know common sense though it's not the right thing. It's wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong though. The minute the police come around the hood and they cuff them up, and by you being there, even though you ain't doing nothing though, they go cuff your ass up too, because you there by for association though, because you a loose end. They call it like a loose end or you know, it's it's another thing like that though. But my point is though, what people is listening right here though, they know that it makes sense though. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's stupid, nobody dumb. A lot of us is very extremely intelligent though. We just choose to have selective situations. We have selective, a lot of us got selective hearing, selective listening, selective doing this, doing that. I see the peep that though. We very selective at doing things. And it's a habit. It's another thing I want to point out though. We will be called creatures of habit because we got a habit of doing things too. It could be a righteous habit or a negative habit because we got a righteous habit of doing a lot of things, and then we got a bad habit of doing a lot of things that's bad for you that can get us in trouble and that can mess us over long term or sooner, depending on how the Lord feels. What do you want to do? You know, because a lot of things we did that wasn't right with the Most High though. He could have judged us if he wanted to right there. He could have punished us right there though. But the Most High shows mercy. Christ is telling the Father that we lack understanding. We don't know no better. Please give us another chance. Remember when Christ when Christ got crucified, when he got unalived on that cross though, he told the Father, the Most High, to forgive our brothers and sisters though that they don't have no understanding. That right, because our brothers and sisters at that time period in the Roman captivity hated Christ, the majority of them, because what Christ stand for, you know, the vast majority. You know what I'm saying? There were a lot of brothers and sisters that was righteous though. Don't get me wrong, just like any other empire, even here today. But at that time, the Sadducees and Pharisees was our people, you know, that went against Christ, and a lot of our other people that was traitors among Christ and spoke against Christ and gossip and was against him though. So Ecclesiastes 6:13, set apart thyself from thine enemies, not just the oppressors, not just the other nations, but even the people among us though, because the worst enemies sometimes can be the people among us though. Your own family can turn against you, can mess you over, get you locked up for the rest of your life. Your own family can get you unalive. You know, because they're not doing what the Most High said. The Most High is not with them in a part that they're supposed to be obedient and doing what they're supposed to do. See, right? This is a very heavy precept. Verse 14: a faithful friend is strong defense. We're faithful among each other though, because we're going to watch each other's back. We follow the most powerful man on the earth right now, Commanding General Yohanan. He's the most powerful, toughest man on the face of the earth right now, Commanding General Yohanan, until our King Christ, Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, Amashah, returned back to the earth though. But right now, Commanding General Yohanan is our leader right now. He's the most powerful man and most important man we got right now. So we learn from him, because Commander Jenny Hanna followed Christ. We learn from him how to deal with each other though. We learn to be faithful among each other, you know what I said, with our brothers and sisters. You know, that makes absolute sense. You see what I'm saying? A faithful friend is strong defense. We have a defense, you know, and it's like a man that's in the truth though, that has a rib or a couple ribs. A man that's in the truth though, he gonna protect this woman. He gonna protect his wives, no matter what. That's faithful in the truth under Commander Jenny. Yeah, because he knows exactly how to conduct himself first and foremost, and his excellence is unvaluable. Right. That's why when a sister that gets with a brother that's under Commander Jenny Hanna, that's a very extremely valuable thing. You know, we're valuable because we know what type of God we serve. We know what type of king we follow. We know what type of leader we're under. Commanding Jenny Hanna. The king is Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. That's our king. That's our brother. The Most High would be our Father, our absolute Lord. The Most High, right? That's our Father. The absolute Lord, the Most High living power. And again, Jesus Christ or Yahweh Shai Mashiach is our king. That's our brother. That's our relative. You Nobody else king, right? That's our brother, because that's why I said it's our brother as well too. He's our king. He's the King of Kings. That's going to be returning back to the earth. Commanding Jenihana is our current leader. He's the man that's in charge right now. You know, see how absolute that is, right? Verse 14, a faithful, right? I'll read it again. A faithful friend is a strong defense, like I was saying before, and he that have found such an one have found a treasure, right? That's a right. That's a treasure. Verse 15. Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellence is unvaluable, right? Because the performance, the things that we do, is undisputable. You know what I'm saying? The things that we do in this truth is phenomenal. What we do out in these neighborhoods and projects and other places though is absolute. It's phenomenal. It's Christ-like. The same thing that Christ did, we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Not just keeping the commandments though, because that's the bare minimum. But the work that we're doing though is phenomenal. Because again, the keeping the commandments, that's just the bare minimum. I don't want to just keep the commandments. I want to actually be Christ-like and put that work in. You know, so I can brag about the work that I do, righteous bragging, and there's nothing nobody can do about it. I could when you doing the work of the Lord, you can brag about that shit as much as you want. Especially if you under commanded Jediata, you can brag about it as much as you want because it's righteous. Now, if you're bragging about some carnal stuff though, or some superficial shit though, then not knocking the brothers and sisters that got the podcast though, because a lot of these podcasts you see some brothers and sisters brag about superficial things or stuff that's just pointless and nothing. We're not knocking them down. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got it. That's fine though. But when it comes to the work of the Lord though, and especially the friendship, how it deals with us, showing how valuable friendship is when it deals with brotherhood, and how to prove a friend when you understand, we have the true understanding of brotherhood. That's something to brag about when you live by it, because we live by it. We live the thing. Like this Bible, which is a living book, though, we live through it. We live through it though. So where we at? Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 2:1. Let's go to right. We're still in the book of Ecclesiasticus, but we're gonna jump to 2 verse 1. You got it? Okay. This the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, right? So when we come to serve the Most High, right? Prepare thy soul for temptation. Remember what I was saying about when I read about the book of Job, we read the precept in the book of Job, chapter 42, verse 10. And Job being an upright man, even he's upright man, and he was able to keep the laws perfectly, he still got to prove himself. And that's proof right there, though, because even to this day, as we be perfect and do everything that the Lord required us to do, it is understanding, though, that's being perfect, though. We got to do it on a day-to-day basis, every single day. Like it's something that we do as if it's a second nature, right? That's something you're supposed to do anyway, so that you don't die, so that you don't lose your life, first and foremost. Obey the Lord and keep the commandments. That's something you're supposed to do anyway. So what we talking about, prepare thy soul for temptation, though. So when a brother or sister gets in class and gets in no, not even just get in class though, but be sincere about getting the truth under command of Jenihana, though, they're going to be tempted. They're going to be tested. Satan's going to tempt them because that's his job. The Most High is going to test us, though, because the Most High is going to prove to see if you really if you're worthy of receiving a crown or receiving proper salvation, which is to have rulership on the earth under Christ. That anybody will just get salvation when Christ returns. That's not how that works. No brother is going to probably just get a crown put on his head just because. You know what I mean? You got to prove yourself though. You know, what was it? First Thessalonians 5, I think it's 5:1. Prove all things. I'm quoting the precept in First Thessalonians. Prove all things. You know, you got to prove yourself. In these precepts, though, it's showing how Fred is supposed to prove himself pertaining to brotherhood. You got to prove, you got to prove Christ that you're worthy of receiving the crown. You got to prove Christ that you're worthy of being in rulership in the new kingdom when you return. You know, you got to prove to the Most High that you are obedient and doing what you're supposed to do. All that falls in. Verse 2, set thy heart. When it's talking about your heart, it's talking about your mind. It ain't talking about the heart that pump blood. It ain't talking about your little heart. It's talking about your thought process, though. So Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 2 says, set thy heart, set your mind aright, and constantly endure. So in this truth, though, under command of Johnny though, like I said before, though, when you keep the commandments, you're supposed to endure to the very end. You're supposed to do them as if they're second nature. Right. And make not haste in time of trouble. You know, if you get into issues, you can always talk to officers, captains, and generals. You can always talk to brothers and sisters. That's in the truth, though, to keep the brotherhood strong. You know, right? And endure. Right. We gotta endure to the very end of this truth. Because right, this right here is a way of life. You know, the Bible is not a religious book, though. The Bible is a constitution for Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. This is our way of life on how we're supposed to live and how we're supposed to conduct ourselves according to the Most High. The Most High, living God, which is the God of Israel, or the nigger gods, chose us to be a special people, though, according to Deuteronomy 7:6. You're right, 7:6. We're his chosen people, though. So if Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians are the Lord's chosen people, though, we're supposed to this is our guideline right here. This is our cheat code. This is the cheat code. This is the constitution that we're supposed to follow. You know, you can't be the Lord's chosen people, though, and not follow this damn Bible. You can't be the Most High's chosen people, though, and not do what the Most High requires us to do. It don't work like that. You can't be the Lord's chosen people, though, and don't follow Christ. What Christ instructs us to do. You know, if you ain't the Lord's chosen people, though, then Christ Himself, though, you know what I'm saying, which is the Son, which is the King, though, is not dealing with you. Christ don't give a damn about you. You know, what makes you think Jesus Christ is going to love you and want to deal with you, though, if you're not in the Most High's chosen people, though? So, with that being said, if you are Black, Latino, and First Nation people for the 12 tribes of Israel, Yasharala, which means Prince of the Power, though, we gotta obey the instructions and the wisdom of the Most High. You know, endure to the very end, meaning it's keeping the commandments to the day you die. Keeping the commandments to right. Because here's the kicker, though. When you pass away and leave this earth, though, everything that you did at that lifetime is gonna be judged accordingly to what the Lord has got recorded, that coming from the angels, that's reported from the angels. You know, everything you're gonna be judged according to your works, right? Makes sense. You're gonna be judged according to your works, though. So the next lifetime, if you've been outstanding, if you've been phenomenal, you gonna have an outstanding life for the next lifetime. If you've been disobedient and been breaking the laws and doing your own thing, it's bad consequences and repercussions. Why you think it's people that's born blind and born dysfunctional and all types of stuff, or or die at a young age, you know, as a I'm bringing all that out, though, because this is a whole point of why the brotherhood teaches us how to prove a friend. When you execute brotherhood in its proper manner, though, you'll know the true understanding of how to prove a friend, or when you endure people, though, other brothers and sisters, they got to prove themselves that they're worthy. They not acting like a scumbag or anything, you know. Right. Well, yeah. Let's go to James 4:4. Yeah, you can't expect to be say you serving the Most High and you follow Jesus and you a complete scumbag. That's what Christianity in America teaches. It teaches how to be a actual scumbag. No, and the Lord is not going to tolerate a scumbag. Christ is not going to tolerate a scumbag. Because if you're a scumbag, then you're not keeping the law, statutes, commandments. If you're a scumbag, then you teaching other brothers and sisters that the laws are done away with, except paying that tithe money. You know, you a scumbag that you teaching to keep the laws though behind closed doors though you getting poked up your rear end. You know, see, it don't work like that. And I'm gonna break that out again though because the Most High is not dealing with hypocrites. The Christ is not gonna want to deal with that. And when Christ be on this earth though, Christ go get upset and Christ go do away with you badly. He's gonna unalive you. That's gonna happen. Christ ain't no sucker. Christ ain't, you know. So I said James 4:4. That's correct. James 4:4. Let me get that out. Hold on. It's like one of the last books. Hold on. It's not the though, but it's definitely towards the end. Yeah, because I say about 15% of the Bible is New Testament, and the other 85% is Old Testament with the Apocrypha, because the Apocrypha is in the Old Testament, right? Right, 15% of the New Testament, right? And now, I'm gonna go on that real quick though. The 15% of the damn Bible is New Testament, and your Christian pastors deal with the New Testament though. But then here's the kicker though: New Testament destroys even more though, because Christ is going in the epistles, is going to reveal everything in the Old Testament, and it makes it full on clear. So if Christianity or religious people try to go to the New Testament and go against us in the truth, though, it's going to be really bad. It's going to be a real bad for them because Christ radicalizes even more. He makes it full clear when you understand the what Christ is bringing up, you know, and the epistles that follow Christ, because they're not going to want to be on Christ's bad side. But you know, they don't want to receive bad judgment from the Most High though, so they understand how important it is. So you know, and that's real quick. That's why I love the New Testament though, because the New Testament makes it full on the clear. The fact that we follow Christ, and Christ set the standard. We're living the new covenant right now, and people that want to come up against us in the New Testament though, this will be a real bad day. They don't understand the New Testament. They don't, because they don't read the Old Testament and understand how the Old Testament is done. See, you know, the New Testament, you get the actual context, proper context from the Old Testament, and get to understand what Christ is really bringing out though. What Christ really said. This the book of James, chapter 4, verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Right. The friendship of this earth, though, this society, you know what I'm saying, is against God. But they say God bless America. The friendship of the friendship of this society we live in though is enmity with the Most High though, because on the dollar bill, let me see, on the dollar bill, right? All right, I'll pull a $20 bill. Where it say that? I'm gonna look for it though. I got it right on the $20 bill right here, right on the $20 bill. It says, "In God we trust," but they don't do a damn thing that the Most High instruct us to do, and they claim to say they love Jesus, though, but they don't do a damn thing what Jesus says. Right. So again, America, and matter of fact, the whole entire earth though, because the whole entire earth still rely on this dollar. They still rely on it. You can use it anywhere. That's how it's proved. You can use this anywhere, or you can use this money in countries like Philippines and Thailand though, because you get what called bots or pesos. But they still got this at value. That's why it's still from America, right? Now, again, you're not saying because in the Dominican Republic though it's a little cheaper though. But Puerto Rico though Puerto Rico is a territory though, so you can use you actually use this. Puerto Rico is a territory, right? You can use this, so right because Puerto Rico is more expensive than Dominican Republic or other right. You actually use it in Puerto Rico, but again, they're hypocritical because on any dollar bill it says "In God we trust," though, "In God we trust," though, but America or Christianity don't do not a damn thing what the Most High tells them to do or instruct them to do. So every single day they lie every day. They lie every day because they get on their knees and quote unquote pray to the Most High or what Jesus to bless them and say they got Jesus, the blood of Jesus in them though, but they don't do a goddamn thing that Christ requires them what require them to do. So, yeah, we definitely go kill all this religious Christianity nonsense up for sure. Show you how much of a hypocrite Christianity and this society pushes. Yeah, that's right. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world, right? America or any place on the earth though that goes against the instructions and wisdom of this Bible, right? Is the enemy of God. But again, they got the dollar bill saying God we trust you, but you're an enemy of God though, because you don't do nothing what God tells you to do. And nowhere where the Lord did not approve them to put that on there anyways. The Most High didn't approve it. That's not even approved for the Most High. You did that on your own man instincts, but the Lord didn't approve it. Or a man or a man of the Lord did not approve it, because they're not men of the Lord. See, number one, they're not men of the Lord. The only men of the Lord are Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They could be men of the Lord. So let's go to James chapter 2, verse 9. We're still in the book of James, but we go to chapter 2, verse 9. Let me know you got it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 8. This is even better. This gets on to it though. This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 8. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scriptures, I'm in class right now. I'm gonna call you back right back, all right? Teach class. All right. The James chapter 2, verse 8. If ye fulfill the royal law, what is the royal law? What's the royal law? The commandments of the Most High, right? There you go. There you go. The instructions and wisdom of the Most High of the Holy Bible, which is just the royal law, according to the scriptures, right? That's in this Bible. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. So when it comes to the brotherhood, teaches us how to become a friend, though. We're supposed to love each other and deal with each other righteously as thy neighbor. So you will be my neighbor because we are the same nation. The tribe of Yahweh. We're the same. We ain't actually saying tribe. The tribe of Yahweh, tribe of Judah, the Los Negros. Then it goes down to West Indians, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans. All the way down to the El Salvadorans. I think, but we get the point though. Right, El Salvadorians, right, all of them. Verse 9, but if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin. Right, that's the thing. That's the thing about brotherhood. Proves a friend. You're not saying you're not supposed to be a man or a woman that has respect for persons. I don't get in this school. We don't give a damn how much money, how much billions and millions of dollars you got though. If you're wrong, you're out of order. You out of order. It need to be checked though. If you're wrong. So whether you're rich or poor, or quote unquote middle class, though, we don't care about none of that. We don't care if you're the best dressed. We don't care if you got the flyest car, if you got the most beautiful woman. We don't care if you got a. We don't give a damn about that, though. We deal with truth and sincerity according to the Lord's understanding, though. So we don't show no respect, or we don't care what type of fame, how popular you are in a podcast, or how popular you are in the music industry. We don't give a damn about that. Like, F all that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the Lord understanding, though, you know what I'm saying? We don't show respect to a person, because we do, we committed sin. See, this how I show you America and Christianity throughout the whole earth, because all of this Christianity, no matter what religious system is, shows respect to a person, though, because they're concerned about who dressed the nicest, who got the most money, who got the most fame, who's the most well-known. The Lord don't care about none of that. In the school, we don't give a damn about none of that. You know what I'm saying? In the school, you're going to be dealt with accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, in this school, we don't give a damn how much money and fame or nothing. When you come as a new student in the school, you're going to be at the very bottom as a young man, and you go shut up and follow orders, and, you know, not do your own thing, and not say it to bash. I don't mean to say it like that, though, to bash anybody, though, but in the school, though, everything go be done decently and proper order, though. You know, see, out there in that society, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because your oppressor go deal with you badly anyways. It's gonna mess you up anyway. So it don't matter. But in the school, everything's gonna be done right. You know, and are convinced of the law as transgressors. Like I was saying, verse 10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. So this is why when you keep the laws, as far as like proven to be a friend with the brothers and sisters that's men and women of God, men and women of the Most High, right? You keep all the laws that you know you're supposed to keep, though. Remember when I said when you own a business, though, if you don't own a business, though, that law don't pertain to you. If you're not a woman, then the menstrual cycles don't pertain to you. If you're not a woman or a girl, that don't pertain to you. You know, so again, everything is practical and spiritual, though. The Most High ain't stupid. The Most High is smarter than any man. If you have livestock and have chickens and cows and grow crops and all that, though, there's laws pertaining to that, though. With livestock and agriculture, we don't have that, so that don't pertain to us. But the law that you know you're supposed to keep, though, even the common sense mind, though, you know, so you know you're supposed to keep it. You know, so where we at? One last precept, and we're in the class. Galatians 4:16. I'll tell you this, though. Christianity, they love some damn Galatians. I'll tell you that, though. I hear it all the time. You notice that? What was it? Galatians 3:28. I think it's 3:28. They love some damn Galatians, though. But we cut them to piss because they don't understand. They don't know no damn Galatians. They don't know Galatians. They don't understand it. So that's what happens when you follow a religion or Christianity, because all of it is part of any religious Christianity. But the truth of this Bible is not religion. The truth of this Bible is Black, Latinos, and African American Indians, Constitution, and history. So I said Galatians 4:16. Yeah, I said Galatians 4:16. Hold on. So like, yeah, I'm almost to it right now. Hold on. 4:16. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 16. And I therefore become your enemy because I tell you truth. So think about that, though. When you come into this truth under command of Jenny Hunter, though, remember when I said, prepare thy soul for temptation? The world is going to hate you. Your family going to hate you, right? The family will come up against you. You know what I'm saying? Because of you becoming a new man and you following, you obeying the Most High, you following Jesus like you're supposed to. Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? So I just say that, though, for Christianity or people watching get understanding what I'm talking to. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people come against you, and it's the thing is though, like, because people go question you when your lifestyle change, why you don't do this no more, why you don't do that no more, why you conduct yourself this way, why then you prove it to them through the precepts and you break it down. Once you prove it to them, you break it down, then 9 times out of 10 they may get offended because they're too comfortable of this lifestyle. They're too comfortable in the ways of America. Okay. And what I mean by American, I'm gonna say the whole damn earth, because Chinese, Korea got suit and tie. Philippines, China, all of them got wear a damn suit and tie. That's following America. All like the whole earth is pretty much philosophized by America. You know what I'm saying? Even the Middle Eastern, all of them wearing suit and ties. That's American culture. All of them celebrate Christmas. Even different religious groups, trust me, they celebrate Christmas. They celebrate Easter. They celebrate birthdays. All that is Christianity. That is American philosophy. And God is against that philosophy. So that's just for the record, and this is what Christ and other men of God was bringing out, though. Am I become your enemy because I tell you the truth, though? Because everybody else is indoctrinated. Means when you are indoctrinated, though, you don't want to hear nothing. You don't want to hear nothing about the truth, though. You don't want to, even if it is true, because even that it is the truth, though. Even when you prove it, though, because you're indoctrinated in your own understanding. You see what I'm saying? Right. That shows right there, though, like somebody that's indoctrinated, though, because even when you prove them wrong and you prove them to show them what's factual and what's evidence and what's concrete, they still want to deny it, though, because they're indoctrinated. See, that's why Christianity is a witchcraft. It's a spell. Christianity is one hell of a drug. See, right? Because like I said before, even when you prove them wrong, they still reject it because they are indoctrinated. What the Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. I think let me see. I think it's be sure to get it right. Hosea 4:6 or 6:4. Let me make sure. Book of Hosea. Hold on. Because again, even when you prove them wrong and you show concrete evidence, they reject it because it's prideness, and it's indoctrination, though. That's Christianity at its fullest, right there. That's Christianity at its best. One more precept. Hold on.
4 and 6.
Yeah, you got 4 and 6. Appreciate that. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, right? Because when we show brothers and sisters the proof that brotherhood teaches us how to prove a friend, and they don't understand it, though, they rejected knowledge, or anything we show them in the Bible and break the proper context of it for understanding, because everything has context. When you go to college, every book assignment has context. When you go, right, a simple sentence has a context too, because you got to understand what the sentence is saying. A simple sentence has context. So cut them right there. When you prove them wrong, though, they reject it, though. So that just show you they full of pride, they too proud, and they're indoctrinated. Right there. Just like fake Israelite groups. Fake Israelite groups is indoctrinated into their own understanding. So they're no different than Christianity, right? Because when the men in the ISUPK prove a fake Israelite wrong, whether they're an internet warrior or a fake Israelite group, though, even we prove it wrong, though, they reject it because they're too proud. They're full of pride, and they're indoctrinated into their own understanding. See, can't get no better than that. That's it for that. Let's imagine carry it out. ISUPK security announcements. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted on it. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10 means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashra, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Get to the general. Priest fund, free will offering, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to hold. Upcoming holy convocations. Memorial of the blowing trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Friday, September 11th, 2026. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 to 25. All right. Remind Akim and Aquato to check bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. With that being said, give a courtesy salute to the teachers, myself, men of Israel, Amaju, Ahmad Shabbat, Amaju, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Hashem Barakatah, Yazbatah, sorry, which means turn. Give us a courtesy salute to the sisters, Aquatia, sisters, Amaju Stan, men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Amaju, Barak, Yahweh Shabar, Alathah Ba'ashem, Yahshua, Yazbatah, class dismissed.